Hi, I'm Rebecca from DevourDinner.com, and today I'm going to show you a simple, fun recipe on how to make O. Henry bars or Scotcharoos. On Devour Dinner, you can find easy-to-make recipes for busy families using common ingredients. To get started, let's go ahead and get these chips melted. Place them in a medium-sized bowl. I like to mix them up before I start melting, and then I will place this in the microwave for 30 seconds. After every 30 seconds, I'm gonna give it a stir. We'll have to do this a couple of times before they start melting. Once they start melting and you can actually start to stir it, then reduce the time to 15-second intervals until the chips are melted. The ingredients that you'll need for this recipe are sugar, peanut butter, rice cereal or Rice Krispies, Caro syrup, and some chocolate chips and butterscotch chips. You can substitute the butterscotch chips for peanut butter chips if you wish. First, we're going to add 3 cups of sugar to our big stock pot. Then we're going to add 2 cups of Caro syrup. You'll want to make sure that you get everything out of this bottle. I find it easiest if you put the cap on and stand it upside down for a few minutes. That will allow everything in the bottle to rush to the bottom and you can get out a little bit more. We're going to heat the sugar and Caro syrup mixture over a medium-high heat and bring it to a full boil. You'll notice as this sugar mixture heats up, it does get thinner. It's much easier to stir and scrape off the bottom so you don't get any hot spots. That the mixture is starting to boil. We want to wait till it gets to a full rolling boil before we move on to the next step. Just make sure to continually stir as it's coming up to temperature. Now that we've brought the temperature up to a full rolling boil, we're going to let it boil for 10 seconds. If you have a candy thermometer, you can also use that. We want to reach a temperature of 125 to 130 degrees. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, it's time to pull it off the heat. Now that our mixture has been brought up to the right temperature, we've turned off the heat below and we're going to add 2 cups of peanut butter. Here's a fun fact for you. When I measure my peanut butter, I put it on a piece of plastic wrap. That way, when I put it into recipes, I keep all of my measuring cups clean. I can easily just wad this up, throw it away, and there's no mess. Now stir that peanut butter. The heat from the sugars will melt that peanut butter really nicely. I'm using a creamy peanut butter, but if you want, you could use a chunky peanut butter in this recipe. Once the peanut butter's all melted in, it's time to add our Rice Krispies or our rice cereal. We're going to use 8 cups. This is where a nice, good, heavy wooden spoon really makes a difference. You'll want to scrape that bottom, lift it up, and get all of this cereal coated. It's easiest to pour when it's ready and done. Lightly spray a cookie sheet, and we're going to pour it right on. Once on the cookie sheet, work to spread it all the way across. Once you have it all spread, it's time to go back to our melted chocolate. This is the consistency that you want after microwaving it, where you're able to take a spoon and stir it all together. Notice you can still see some of the chips. The rest of the chocolate and the chips are warm enough to melt as you stir. Like I said earlier, you can use chocolate chip or semi-sweet chips in this recipe, along with butterscotch chips for the traditional Scotcharoo or peanut butter chips. This is the fun part. Make sure to drizzle your chocolate all over and then we'll spread it. Using the back of your spoon, you can easily spread this across the top. Now, because these are a Rice Krispie type treat, we do want them to completely cool before we try to cut them. You can cut them in large blocks, small bite-sized pieces. It doesn't matter, it's all delicious. So make sure to set these in a cool place so they can set up. You do not want to freeze these. Freezing them makes them rock hard and they're almost impossible to eat. So just set them so they can cool. Once the chocolate has hardened, you can go ahead and slice your bars. Our Scotcharoos are finished. The chocolate on top has all set and hardened, and I've taken a large knife to slice them up into nice little squares. These will keep for up to a week, as long as you keep them covered on the counter. There's no reason to refrigerate Scotcharoos or O. Henry bars. Want to taste a bite? Let's try it. What a perfectly fun treat. These are delicious. Now, here's a little fun fact. When you're spreading the chocolate all over the top of your sheet pan, if you want to add some Reese's Pieces and sprinkle on the top, or maybe even some mini Reese's peanut butter cups, it's so fun, it's festive. You could even use holiday colored M&Ms for the holidays. Make sure to give this recipe a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. You'll be notified of all of my future videos. Scotcharoos or O. Henry bars are a fabulous treat. They're wonderful to take to picnics or potlucks as well. Everybody loves them. All right, that's what I've got for you. I'm gonna go eat this because it's really good. So make yourself some, you'll love it, I promise. All right, we'll see ya, bye. To get started making Scotcharoos or O. Henry bars, let's get our chocolate melted. I've added in, here's a fun fact for you. When I measure my peanut butter, I place it on a piece of like I said earlier, this recipe I think that one was pretty good. The Scotcharoos are, oh, the dog. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this recipe for Scotcharoos, and let's try again. Right. Then you'll be notified of all of the videos that come out so that you can see any of the updated recipes. Who whistled?
Why did you do that and make that face? I was just waiting for it.
Like child.
Why did you even whistle?
All right, enough. Be quiet.